Cancer is a continuously growing global health problem that poses major challenges, most especially in developing countries. Find out how this international distributor of innovative health products came up with a series of solutions to help increase a patient's chance to survive the odds. In 2020, the Philippines hit a record of 354,398 prevalent cancer cases within a 5-year period. But because of poor access to health care, especially for people living below the poverty line, the advances and breakthroughs in cancer remain unattainable to many.
Cancer refers to a group of diseases that's characterized actually by cell growth, abnormal cell growth and proliferation, inflammation, as well as angiogenesis or formation of new blood vessels. It always starts with mutation in the genome or the genetic makeup of a person inside the cell. Before PPARs, most of my patients, they were unable to finish the chemotherapy regimens because of the side effects and because of discomfort during the process of chemotherapy.
Maria's son Dominic was diagnosed with stage 4 rhabdomyosarcoma when he was only 4 years old. While coping with the recovery of her other sick child, Maria found it hard to accept Dominic's condition.
It was actually very devastating kasi with Dominic, it was manifested mga 4 years old na siya eh. Unlike dun sa daughter ko na congenital talaga, baby pa lang. Yung mga bandang September, meron ng umuumbok-umbok dito sa leeg niya. Hindi ko talagang inisip na cancer kaagad siya until nag-nosebleed siya.
Dominic was prescribed chemotherapy, but his family insisted to rush to an integrative doctor to seek for alternative cure.
Medyo hesitant ako kasi as a mother, I know the side effects ng chemotherapy kasi. So what I did is that I rushed towards the integrative doctor of my daughter, who happened to be PPAR partner doctor of Simply Nature.
One of the hardest decisions to make for people living with cancer is choosing the kind of treatment that would work best. To help patients and their families deal with this growing health problem, one company commits to producing safe, credible, and natural health solutions by drawing on the latest bioscience technology to deliver a series of safe, efficient, and natural products. What is Simply Nature and what does it do?
Simply Nature is a company we created and founded about 10 years ago. Our mission is to find effective health solutions for people. So we provide natural products that work in combination with conventional therapy and medicine.
As an international company that provides natural solutions for cancer, metabolic syndrome, and degenerative diseases, the management upholds a health philosophy that centers on whole food nutrition as the frontier in health management.
When we talk about choosing treatment, especially in the area of cancer, patients are really afraid of chemotherapy because of its side effects, and they tend to then look towards natural products. But this is not a either conventional or natural choice. At Simply Nature, patients can have the best of both worlds. Our protocols work with conventional chemotherapy to minimize its side effects so that they can get the best treatment using both conventional and natural together.
Cancer is like a virus. It continuously evolves, it mutates. So it can develop defenses against our usual treatment modalities like chemotherapy.
Like I said, chemotherapy and radiation therapy have a lot of side effects. So more often than not, patients stop their treatment because of these side effects. It's very important to have the support.
With the supplements that we give the patients, there will be lesser side effects, so they will be able to finish their chemotherapy protocols more comfortably.
This company introduced PPARs, which is touted as one of the best natural ways of solving serious health problems.
PPARs stands for peroxisome proliferator activating receptors. It's basically a nuclear receptor found inside the cells. Now, when these receptors are activated, the benefit that you can get from that is, number one, cellular differentiation. Number two, it's to promote fatty acid metabolism. If you have better insulin function, your blood sugar will naturally go down. And another one is to induce cancer cell death by modulating the immune system.
As a sole distributor of PPARs, the company promotes its use to many reputable health institutions worldwide and actively organizes corporate health conferences and public health talks in Asia.
Simply Nature PPARs is made out of a special strain of these types of microalgae. It is very effective by protecting the bone marrow. We maintain the integrity of the immune system of the patient, which is very important to prevent infections and to fight off the cancer itself. And also, Simply Nature PPARs is also very dense in nutrients so that the patient can recover faster because of better cellular healing.
Sabi ko parang na-lead kami to an extraordinary and I must say amazing journey. I'm very proud of him. At a young age na 8 years old, he believes that it's his purpose to siguro encourage other people then. We would like to really pay it forward with the knowledge that there's really like Simply Nature that can help people with cancer very much.
When fighting cancer, living healthy is very important because it allows us to pursue what is important to us in life, and that's what it's all about. When we can help a patient move from being bedridden to getting up, to be lucid in thought so that they can have conversations with their loved ones, it gives the whole process of fighting cancer a whole new meaning. And that is what drives us at Simply Nature.
But I really wanted to share yung point from Chadao. So 100 years from now, it will not matter what my bank account was, the sort of house I live in, or the kind of car I drove, but the world made the difference because I was important in the life of a child.
Good morning, everyone. We are from Simply Nature, and that is Tito Shen, and I'm Tita Jesslyn.
Hey, Poliana Jansen. Jesus loves me.
Jesus loves me.
For our gratitude, Mr. Shan.
Ha? Ito na ba ang mga sundalo ng Israelita? Maliit man ako sa iyong paningin, malaki ang aking Diyos. Tutulungan ako ng aking Diyos at lalabanan kita at tatalunin kita.
Nayanig ang paligid sa pagbagsak ni Goliath.
Mother Ricky. Pasalamatan naman natin si Mother Ricky at palakpakan din natin siya kahit siya ay nasa ibang lugar ngayon.
Paano kayo di gagaling, di ba?
Pinupurit, sinasamba kita. And Lord, we believe you for testimony from every child in this place. In Jesus' name we pray. And all God's people say, Amen. Hallelujah.
Nung 2022 po, yung parang inipon ko talagang pera pambili nung Simply Nature, nung vials, na PPARs. Yun po yung iniinom ko.
Cancer lang siya, strong tayo. Kaya patuloy lang po tayong lumaban kasi may Panginoon tayong gumagabay sa atin lagi. Yun lang.
And on behalf of the Simply Nature team, God bless you all. Maraming salamat for blessing us this day. We hope that we have made you all happy. God bless you once again. Here in Simply Nature, we are always with you from start to healing. Thank you, everybody.
CA markers.
Mataas siya. Then, nung after 3 months, nung pag-take ko ng Simply Nature, doon, naging normal na siya until now. Kahit si Dr. Johan na gulat siya kasi biglang normal agad in just 3 months, nag-normal agad yung CEA ko. 1 year and 5 months. Cancer-free. Dapat may food supplements kayo. Like Simply Nature na proven and tested ko na. Talagang hindi ako pwedeng mawala ng Simply Nature na yan.
2019, I was being diagnosed a cancer of my uterus. So I was shocked. Sabi ko, bakit nagkaroon ako ng ganito? Samantalang hindi ako mahilig sa pagkain. I'm sorry, basura. Started the tablet and then the powder. Tinry ko din yung yung tawag dito.
Gel?
Yeah, yung gel. Yes. It's really good. After 2 months ng aking therapy and taking PPARs, sabi ni doktora, magpa-laboratory ka na. So, nung nagpa-laboratory na ako, praise God, 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, lahat normal. To God be the glory. Salamat sa Diyos. Sa 2 months ko po ng aking pag-take ng PPARs, ako po ay cancer-free.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Simply Heal, and today with me again is Dr. Jansen Calalan.
Hello Shan, hello everyone, happy to be here.
Again, today we're going to talk about a very important topic. It's basically, should cancer patients exercise? Dr. Jansen, is this a controversial topic?
Yes, it is. Actually, there is a big misconception about exercise, no? When you have cancer. Actually,
Even when you're sick.
Yeah, even when you're sick, no. Usually we tell our loved ones, no, our friends, family members, no, relatives that when you're sick, just rest. Don't exert too much effort.
But that's actually absolutely wrong, right? So actually, it is important for cancer patients to do get moving and to exercise. And for any case, if you are ill, there are certain movements that are critical to your body's function. You know, just doing like a squatting kind of motion is important for blood to circulate back to your heart.
Yes, as simple as walking, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, that would promote circulation.
And circulation is so important to health, right? So if your blood is not circulating in your body, then everything goes wrong. Things collect, toxins collect, oxygen's not going to be brought to your extremities and your organs, even nutrients. So you really got to get your blood moving. And very much like the Dune, those of you who watched Dune, the movie, the steel suits are pumped by movement. Okay, I think I lost some people there. But basically, movement pumps your blood around your body, and so that's very important. Imagine if your blood just stays stagnant and you are sick. That's obviously not good. So Doc, maybe some hard facts about cancer patients and exercise.
Yep. So first, let's take a look at the quality of life. No? Why are we even promoting exercise in cancer patients? It's because cancer patients tend to have poor quality of life. All of us know, no, when you have cancer, when you undergo treatment for cancer, definitely you will have poor quality of life. However, what does poor quality of life mean? I mean,
what does that measure? What is quality of life?
So this is what quality of life means. It's a very wordy definition, okay? But please focus on the general well-being, physical well-being, psychological well-being. Okay, so here in this study, they investigated 760 patients.
Wow, that's quite a lot of patients.
Yeah, so what the researchers did was to investigate what are the determinants of quality of life. Okay, and they use this definition. Now, upon investigating, they found out that around 82.3% of cancer patients actually have low quality of life. Which
means general not well-being, physically no well-being, psychologically not being well. I mean, it's the direct opposite of what quality of life means.
Yeah. So it's a very significant number. So out of 760 patients, 82% of them have poor or very low quality of life. Okay, and among those who've reported such low quality of life, 96% of cancer patients reported very low general well-being. 72 of them reported very low physical well-being. Okay.
So looking at the statistics, Doc, these are very common complaints or feedback from cancer patients. And if you are a cancer patient, you probably be feeling this as well. Number one on the list is 91%. Basically, 9 out of 10 cancer patients complain of fatigue. You're just too tired to do anything. Now, how is that important? That's very important for your treatment too. Imagine if you're feeling tired and you're going for chemotherapy. Or even worse, you feel fatigue and you know you're preparing to go for surgery. That's just a terrible combination.
Yes.
The second one is not being able to sleep. 7 out of 10 cancer patients find it difficult to fall asleep. And Doc, not being able to fall asleep, that will result in hypertension, all sorts of problems.
All sorts of problems. That
and contributes to fatigue.
Yes, it also contributes to fatigue. So it's a vicious cycle here, So you as a cancer patient, you already suffer you're physically stressed, you're emotionally stressed, you're mentally stressed, And then you're going to undergo cancer treatment, which will bring in more fatigue and stress. Now, you are already very tired. However, the reason why you're tired is because you are also sedentary, because you're not exercising. So where do you begin? How do you address this? So of course, supplementation is one. But our topic today is exercise. So it has to begin somewhere. So now, for those of you who are not, who haven't underwent any cancer treatment yet or about to undergo cancer treatment, it's very important that you exercise now while you are still able to, or you're still energy-wise, you still can. Because once you're in there, once you're already undergoing cancer treatment, the fatigue will just accumulate one on top of the other. You'll have difficulty sleeping, which will now even more promote more fatigue. Okay?
You know, we're going to just show a clip here. This is what a healthy cancer patient should look like, right? Just look at this person jogging and running. This is a cancer patient. So look at the video. That's how a cancer patient should look and feel. If you take care of yourself, this is what it should be like when you go undergoing cancer treatment. But most people look like this when they're undergoing cancer treatment. So you can see how important it is to aim to be able to get well and start moving your body and actually get healthy, even though you are a cancer patient and undergoing chemotherapy. So that's why the protocols that we share over the last 2 years, the aim is not just to treat yourself in cancer. The first step is, if you're very fatigued, if you are bedridden, first step is to have protocols introduced by Dr. Jansen to get you out of bed, to get you moving like this. You'll be feeling better and you'll be in a better mental and emotional condition to go forward with your cancer treatment. Right, Doc?
Yes. Okay. So, here it is. So, the answer to poor quality of life among cancer patients is actually exercise. Okay, so here are the benefits. So, you not only get better general well-being, you can become more in terms of your physical well-being, it would be better. In terms of your psychological well-being, mental and emotional, it would also be better. Because exercise, as you all know, no, it does not only make your body stronger physically. I mean, you would be able to still lift the heavy objects, reach out for those household items that you
feel more capable.
Yeah. You feel more capable. You maintain the capableness of your body. Okay, so not only that, because exercise also makes you feel good.
Yes, it does.
Okay? So it brings you a better mood, brings you more energy. It even helps you sleep better at night.
Yeah, but statistically speaking, I'm looking at the data that's in front of me. Doc, maybe you elaborate on some of these data.
Women who have breast cancer, actually, if the more you do physical activity, the less fatigue symptoms that you will feel. Okay, and in terms of overall quality of life, it would just be better. Okay, so not only women who have diagnosed with breast cancer, no, this is especially true for breast cancer patients who are undergoing treatment. Okay, so just imagine. Okay, so when you're undergoing breast cancer treatment, like chemotherapy, immunotherapy, or whatever treatment that you're undergoing, it's not an excuse for you not to exercise. All the more reason for you to go for exercise. Okay, now of course, if you are fatigued, it's a valid reason, it's a valid resistance or valid reason for you not to go for exercise. But of course, the question is the intensity. Of course, you would not be doing any vigorous or any intense physical activity, right? You can just go for your light walks, as long as there's some degree of exercise. Then start. You have to start somewhere. You just have to get moving. Then later on, once you're already used to the exercise that you're doing, that's the time that we scale up. Okay? Yeah.
Doc, we know the benefits of exercising, but actually, what happens when you don't exercise?
Yeah, so this is what we typically see, because majority of cancer patients are sedentary.
66% of them, in fact, according to the data.
Yes, according to the data, 66% of cancer patients are sedentary. Okay, and if you compare, to you being sedentary, if you're sedentary the whole day, if you're sedentary for more than 8 hours versus
4 hours.
4 hours, for cancer patients who are physically active, this is the disparity in terms of all-cause mortality and dying from cancer. So 81% increased risk for dying from any other causes and 120% increased risk in dying from cancer.
Wow! And if you are both, that means physically inactive and very sedentary at the same time, there's a 438% increased risk of all-cause mortality and dying from cancer. So you're almost like 4.5 times more likely to die from cancer if you are sedentary and physically inactive. Now but yet the case is 66% of cancer patients are like that.
Yes.
So there's almost like a direct match between the mortality rate of cancer. People who die from cancer are sedentary.
Correct.
So visualize in your mind how it would feel. If you are a cancer patient, I think it must have been some time since you really felt the breeze in your face, the sunshine in your face, and being able to walk briskly, even maybe sweat a little. Imagine how good that would feel. And I think that should encourage us to exercise even though you have cancer. In fact, it's imperative, it's a must. It should be your goal to be able to do some light exercises while you are a cancer patient.
You're right, Shan. Actually, it's a very good image that you can visualize. You having a good quality of life. Walking, doing the things.
Sweating a little.
Yes. Especially the daily activities that you need to do. I mean, if you can visualize yourself being able to do them just when you were young, right?
Yeah.
It would be a really very
inspirational,
yes, encouraging. So how much exercise should you be doing? It's 150 minutes per week of moderate intensity physical activity or 75 minutes per week of vigorous intensity physical activity.
Oh,
that's it.
That's pretty reasonable. If you divide 150 over 7 days, that's almost like just 20 minutes.
More than a little bit of 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's a really nice brisk walk. I expect that a moderate intensity means that you will have a very light sheen of sweat after you're done. Perspiring like crazy. Just a light sweat. Oh, that would feel good. Can you imagine how that would feel? It's been some time, right, for many of us.
Yeah. Actually, there's a way to calculate this based on your heart rate. But we won't discuss that. I won't be discussing this over here because of time constraints.
But if you want to know, ask in the Ask Me Anything segment of today's program. If you really want to know what should your heart rate be. But I think, Doc, a simple guideline you always share with us is that you should be able you walk.
Yeah, while doing the physical activity,
you can still sing.
If you can still talk but not sing, that's moderate intensity.
Correct. If you can still talk but not sing. And I think that feels very comfortable. You feel yourself working out a little bit. And like I said, it's good to sweat just a little, right? Yes. But Doc, can cancer patients actually do vigorous exercise?
Of course.
Oh, really? That's so good to know.
Yeah, I mean, if you can walk, if you can still jump, I mean, of course you can do vigorous intensity physical activity, especially for those cancer patients who were diagnosed very early stage cancers. Definitely you can do this. I mean, you can run, right?
I'm going to ask the obvious questions that some cancer patients might think, right? Oh, if I move around a lot, my blood moves around a lot, wouldn't that cause the cancer in my body to spread faster?
Yeah, it's a very good question. Actually, no. Because exercise activates pathways which are anti-cancer.
Yes. Sorry to interject over here, but PPARs is my area of interest and research. So PPAR receptors are actually activated when you move your muscles because they are mainly found in your muscle tissue. So that means the reason why exercise makes you healthy is because they activate your PPAR receptors. And that in turn activates your immune system. So when you move, you're not only moving your blood around your body, you're actually activating your own immune system. So that's why Doc says that when you exercise, it's not going to spread your cancer. Instead, it's going to activate all the anti-cancer mechanisms in your body. So cancer patients can do vigorous exercise.
Of course.
So they can play badminton if their stamina.
Of course.
Oh,
as long as you're able to, you can do it. Go ahead.
Enjoy yourself. Put a smile on your face, and that will do wonders for your fight against cancer. So, in summary, for today's program, should cancer patients exercise? The answer is a resounding yes. In fact, all data points out to the fact that if you are sedentary, that means you don't move around a lot, and you actually have no specific exercise regime. your chances of death from cancer is actually 4.5 times higher than a cancer patient who exercises. So again, remember all those inspiring movies or TV shows that you see where a person beats cancer. In every one of those programs, more likely than not, you will see that the hero, the cancer patient, is jogging, is moving, is doing routine stuff. So we want to encourage everyone to sweat a little, get moving. If right now you're a cancer patient who's bedridden, one of your first goals that you should set is to get strong enough to be able to go walk in your garden, breathe in some fresh air, and take it step by step from there. I can see there are lots of questions coming in. Doc, I think some people might want you to demonstrate what kind of exercises you can do. So without further ado, let's move to the Ask Me Anything segment.
Hi everybody, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us again in another episode of Simply Healed webinar brought to you by Simply Nature, your long-time running healthcare awareness webinar here in social media. Tonight's topic is entitled The Impact of Exercise on Cancer Recovery. So without further ado, questions are very much welcome. To answer all of the questions for tonight, I'd like to call on our CEO of Simply Nature, Mr. Sean Lim, and of course our lifestyle medicine doctor, Dr. Jansen Calalan. Good evening, Sir Sean, and good evening, Dr. Jansen.
Good evening, Sheila. Good evening, Doc.
Hello, Sheila. Hello, everyone. Hello, Shan. Happy to be here.
I was just looking at the recording and looking at myself now on screen. I look younger because I just finished exercising today. I ran 2 kilometers, did 2 repetitions or 4 sets of resistance training weights, and then after that I followed it up with Qigong, and then it's a complete makeover, right? You saw the video just now, and now 10 years younger from just exercising for 1 day. So it's really important, guys. It's really important. Exercise and get a good haircut, and it'll take decades of your face. Sheila, please, let's go. Hi everyone.
Right.
Good evening, everybody.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Perfect. All right, so the first question that we have here coming from is Zippy Zoil. Should exercise start for patient after recovery?
Actually, any kind of physical activity that you can do. I mean, immediately you don't need to wait. I mean, if you can, after once you've finished treatment, I mean, if you can run, go and run. If you can go up the stairs, go up the stairs. Yeah. So anything that you can do immediately, right then and there, start doing it. Yeah.
For patients, there are a lot of things that you can do. A simple, like, even if you're lying on the bed, a simple pat down, doing this, just things like that. It just gets your body moving, circulation, and you really will feel better. Just 5 minutes of simple things like that. It's just got to get your body moving. Doc, even for patients who are, in comatose state, they actually have a nurse or someone to move them around the bed so that they don't get bed sores. So it's just so important. Don't just lie there and watch Netflix when you after any procedure. I remember my elders teaching me even simple things like this, just tapping your fingers. All right. Actually, there are a lot of nerve endings in your fingers. So you're actually stimulating your system. All right. You're creating sensory stimuli. So that just gets everything in your body, at least even in your brain, working. At least there's some sensation. So do whatever physically is possible. Okay, without putting yourself at risk of injury.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Doc. Right, another question coming from Ms. Rosemary Guadarme. Doc, may I ask, is Ensure okay for people with cancer who are also taking PPARs?
Depends on what kind of Ensure you're taking. The regular Ensure is a no-no because it has dairy, specifically casein. If you read the ingredients list, casein is one of them. Casein actually increases the production of your body of IGF-1, so insulin-like growth factor 1. That specific growth factor stimulates tumor growth, so it can make your cancer worse. Rather, if you have no choice, it's just ensure that you are able to eat or drink. I would recommend plant-based Ensure.
Oh, there is a plant-based Ensure.
There's a plant-based Ensure.
Okay, that's great.
Yes. It's
Doc,
available in the supermarket, pharmacy. Yeah.
Doc, question. Comparing Ensure to, let's say, plant-based protein shakes.
Yep.
Which is more complete nutritionally? Which is better? Any advice on your part? I mean, are you familiar with that, or?
Yep.
Or gut feel answer? Yeah.
Depends on the formulation.
Okay.
But sometimes manufacturers tend to, as much as they can, they tend to put everything in there already to make it, complete as possible. Okay. But the way I would choose is the type of protein inside, because both are highly processed, both are ultra processed. Okay. Ensure is made from dairy. Okay. A plant-based protein shake is made from a plant-based powder. Okay, so both are ultra processed, but just comparing both, which would be harmful to the body?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Obviously, the dairy. Okay, so I would go for the plant-based protein shake.
And for all the viewers out there who are not familiar with plant-based protein shake, it is not soya bean. Okay, I think everybody think everything plant-based is made from soya beans. No, so plant-based protein shakes are largely legumes, which means peas, green beans, peas, and of course they soya bean as well. But it's not just soya bean.
Yeah.
All right.
Correct,
So and then nowadays, like I'm now addicted. I shouldn't use such a strong word like addicted. Now I love.
Probably a fan.
And now I'm a fan of oat milk. When I go to Toby's estate, or once in a while, really Starbucks, I always replace the dairy with oat milk. So hot chocolate with oat milk tastes better than hot chocolate with regular milk. Chai latte with oat milk tastes better than chai latte with regular milk. And a mocha tastes better with oat milk than with cow's milk. So I really want to encourage everybody. There is no longer a compromise in taste. The oat milk tastes better. Okay. Yeah, it's now easier to choose the healthier option. All right. Yeah.
All right. Okay, I hope that answers the question. Just before we go to the next question, I just want to greet Chef B, who is also watching tonight.
Oh, Chef B is on. Oh, because Chef B, thank you very much. Chef B actually gave me and Doc Jansen and the rest of the team completely plant-based pandesal, almond pandesal, right? I just got it yesterday. This morning I was in a rush. I was doing intermittent fasting, so I didn't eat your pandesal, but I'm going to have it tomorrow morning. I'm so excited. Have you tried it?
Yeah, I ate it for breakfast.
Almond? Is there almond taste in there?
No.
Okay, it's just made from almond powder.
It's made from almond flour.
Almond flour.
I love the ube pandesal.
Ube pandesal. And cheese. How was the cheese? Did you get to eat the cheese?
The cheese is okay.
Okay.
A little bit lacking in flavor, but it's fine. It's fine. It's not oily at all. It's good for as a jam.
Okay. I like cheese for the texture. So I'm looking forward. So thank you, Chef B. So to all our viewers out there, Chef B is, I think, preparing to launch her brand of totally plant-based. It's amazing that she made cheese from cashews.
Yes.
And guys, it's like real cheese. Okay, it's fermented cashews instead of fermented milk. It's fermented cashew milk. So once everything is ready, we'll invite Chef B. And she can share more about her food. All right. So yeah, thanks for the shout out, Sheila.
That's how amazing Chef B is. She can make everything plant-based, even pizza.
Yeah, the pizza is great,
Yeah,
guys.
I love the mozzarella, the plant-based mozzarella cheese. I love it. I
Awesome.
really love it.
Yeah.
I think what she sent us is just experiment.
Yeah, we are the guinea pigs.
We
We are the guinea pigs for everyone, all right? But I'm very happy because free food. Hallelujah. No, thank you very much, Chef B. Thank you for thinking of us. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef B. Right. Another question coming from Miss Maria Gomez. Does your product or does PPARS also cure problems in liver?
Oh, it's an incredible liver aid. Your liver is one of the most regenerative organs in your body. It can, so definitely, one thing I would suggest is, the quick answer is yes. The more detailed answer is go for a consult so that we know more clearly about the details of your condition, so that we can properly give you the right protocol and dosage, all right? But I want to say to you right now, give you hope that it's an affirmative that it will be good for your liver. Okay, how good and how fast? Go for a consult so that we can give you a more precise answer.
Excellent. Okay, another question coming from Ms. David. And what about a patient who had a mild stroke plus cancer surgery? How do you get them to exercise their triceps?
Okay, so the triceps contract if you extend your arm. So that's the exercise that you have to do. So any exercise that has something to do with pushing, yeah. So that would work out your triceps. Yeah, I don't know what I mean. I don't know what if you're ambulatory. I mean, if you can stand, walk, or are you wheelchair bound, or are you bedridden? So I cannot really make the proper exercise prescription. So I suggest you to go for a consult so I can make the accurate recommendation, the proper recommendation. Yeah. Okay.
For a stroke patient, I wanted to share a personal friend of mine. Actually, he's actually very fit, but he had a stroke because of stress from work. So immediately after the stroke, he couldn't even really talk because literally his entire right side of the whole body was immobile. So even his face drooped like this, and his hand was like that, so really like that. Within 1 year, he was walking with a walking stick and back in his office. The doctor said it was a miracle. But one thing, my friend Ananda, he wrote a book, launched a book late last year, and the book is about stroke and recovery from stroke, right? So I just want to say that he just refused his doctor's prognosis that it will be a long time before he could really walk again. 1 year. 6 months, he stood up. And his doctor was there at his birthday. He stood up, he invited his friends, all of us, and in front of us, he stood up, right? And his doctor was like, shocked. So what my friend did was that, number one, from day one, he wanted to get back into shape as quickly as possible. He had a company he wanted to run. He did all the protocols that he could. He was on Simply Nature Pipa liquids. He was doing Arab, how do you pronounce Indian Ayurvedic traditional Indian, because he's a Singapore Indian, Ayurvedic practices as well. So right, he was really doing everything he could, and yep, he recovered from his stroke. Right now, he's pretty much back. I would say 85 to 90%. Yeah, a little bit. Of course, he can't like run a marathon or anything like what he used to be able to, but he's totally moving fine. And this is someone that the doctor was really hesitant to say that he would recover full mobility, but he defied everything. So to the viewer who mentioned about this, I think it's very important that the patient must really want to get well, right? So on that part, please encourage the patient.
Thank you, sir. Right, for those of you who wish to have a consult with Dr. Jansen and Calalan, the link for you to schedule is in the description box. That's right. Okay, you can just simply comment down how to get in touch with you individually after the program. Okay, all right. So next question coming from Ms. Geralda Lumban. What exercise that can manage numbness on feet and hands? Thank you. Numbness.
Numbness on feet and hand. Okay. There's no specific exercise to improve it. But what you need to do is to use the exercise to improve your overall well-being, the overall well-being of your body. Okay? Because the numbness, we have to find out the reason. Okay? We have to address the reason of the numbness. Most of the time, exercise won't be able to improve the numbness, the numbing sensation. Okay? For stroke patients, exercise can improve the strength, but not the sensation. Okay? Can improve a little bit, but it's just overall physical activity, overall exercise. You just have to move. Okay? Do exercises, the ones that you can do. Okay? Yeah.
For Lily, I really want to encourage you, Lily, to really try the PIPA protocols. Because I think you are already doing a lot in terms of watching your diet and everything. So if you can, have a chat with Beth. If you're in Malaysia, so shouldn't be a problem. I can arrange for delivery from Singapore to you. All right, just chat with Beth and see what options there are.
Yeah, actually, you're right. The question of Miss Lily has also been answered with this question of Miss Geralda. Thank you for your questions. Okay, another question coming from Miss Charlie Cruz. Can PPARS powder lower creatinine levels and heal CKD patient?
It can, but it's only one of the ingredients. You have to do other things. Okay. Please go for a consult so I can make the proper recommendation. But because just this, very few details about your case. But in general, yes, it can. But you have to do other things as well. Okay, and find out why you have CKD in the first place. Okay. We have to address the root cause.
We have to address the root cause, and we want to give them I guess an acid answer. So this answer has to be taken with a grain of salt, because we do not know the full story behind your CKD. But I guess what I would like to encourage you with is many cases already personally that we have patients who are on borderline dialysis. That means they had to go for dialysis, but they were able to reverse it, and now it's been 2 years. This particular patient that I know is not on dialysis. For Doc Jansen, we were just talking about it recently, and he was sharing that there was one patient of his. Doc, you managed to delay the dialysis by 1 year.
At least a year.
1 year, right? So we actually have an upcoming CKD episode. Everybody, please watch out for that. I want to encourage everybody who's viewing right now to watch the CKD episode, and I'll give you a simple reason why. I was totally shocked when I was talking to Doc Jansen, because I always knew that dialysis was very tiring, expensive as well. It can be very draining, especially if you are a middle income family. It will almost drain half your income every month. Yes, like half
this patient of mine spends 80,000 peso every month.
80,000 pesos every month. That's about 2,000 Sing dollars every month. So for Lily in Malaysia, that's 6,000 ringgit every month on dialysis. So it will literally like drain your finances. But the most shocking thing when I was talking to Doc Jansen is this: did you all know that your life expectancy once you go on dialysis is 5 to 10 years. Yes, there are a good number of people who live 15, 20 years on dialysis, and we have one long-term user of PPARS in Taiwan. He's 15 years of dialysis. But I was personally really very shocked when I was talking to Dr. Jansen when he told me that there's a life expectancy for dialysis. I thought they just had to go for dialysis and they live normal lives. No, it's not. If you have to go on dialysis, your life expectancy is only 5 to 10 years. That is, it's like cancer.
It's even worse.
My God, yeah. For Dr. Jansen to say it's even worse than cancer.
Even worse than, among the patients that I see, because among all my patients, most of them are cancer patients. Next would be CKD patients already. If you compare both, usually CKD patients are more problematic. They are more delicate to handle versus cancer patients. Yeah, because for cancer, you just give them all the nutritious foods. Okay, eat this, do this, do that. Simple.
And when the cancer patient gets well, he gets well.
Yeah. For CKD, even the healthy foods, you have limitations.
Yes.
Because you have a very tight control of your potassium, these things. No? So yeah, they are more delicate, but it's not without hope.
Yes, and very important. Most nephrologists or most patients who are diagnosed with CKD are often told that it's irreversible. In fact, me and Dr. Jansen had a good discussion. We had a good discussion on whether CKD is reversible or not. And you've just got to listen to next week's program and the AMA next week. We will go in a bit deeper about why do doctors say that it is irreversible. That means once you have CKD, you're gonna have to live with it. You can't turn around. But again, I am sure for those CKD patients, you have also heard of people who got well with CKD. I actually know of patients who got off dialysis. That's almost like a miracle. Nobody gets off dialysis, but there are patients who get off dialysis. So what's going on, right? So we'll discuss that next week. So CKD, kidney disease, is growing. In the next 2 decades, it will become the top 5 killer all over the world. Singapore is actually one of the fastest growing cases of kidney disease, CKD. So again, these are very real things. Your kidney is something that is that once damaged, it's very hard to repair. And if it's totally destroyed, if the kidney cell is totally destroyed, it is true. You can't make a new one. So these are very important things to understand. So I think next week, good. And for Shirley, look forward. Dr. Jansen is ready to take you on the consult. All right, you are in good hands. He has had many CKD patients.
That's correct. All right. So yes, I just want to remind everybody. Yes, the CKD topic is next week. That's entitled "Can Chronic Lead to Kidney Cancer?" So it's a very interesting topic. Do register as early as now. Okay. All right. So the next question that we have here, coming from Ms. Edna Lonto, is it okay for cancer patients to have a body massage?
Yes, especially if you have lymphedema. Okay. The only way to manage lymphedema is through massage. Lymphedema happens to patients who have underwent surgery and then got their lymph nodes removed. So one example would be breast cancer patients. You have had your breast removed, then axillary dissection or axillary lymph node dissection happened. So it means that the lymph nodes in your armpit were removed. Okay. Now, if the lymph nodes in your armpit were removed, then your lymph fluid would have trouble circulating in that part of your body. Okay, on that side. Okay, if your left breast was removed, then you would have lymphedema problem on your left arm. If it's on the right, then it's on the right. Okay, so one way to manage lymphedema is through massage. Actually, yeah, there are a lot of videos in YouTube that I've seen that are quite effective for managing lymphedema. And the good news is, it's in YouTube. It's free.
So it's free. Go and watch it.
Go and watch, okay? Yeah.
Doc, I guess this question and the underlying fear is, if I go for a massage, will it cause my cancer to spread?
No,
okay.
Yes,
I think that's what's in everybody's mind.
No. Doesn't work that way. Mechanical manipulation, external mechanical manipulation rarely stimulates the spread of cancer. No, it's usually chemical factors, meaning things inside your body, your systems. Okay, there are a lot of influences on that, and also whether or not you actually go for the treatment. Okay, are you undergoing chemotherapy, radiation, immunotherapy, or whatever? So yeah. Of course, if you don't, higher chance of metastasizing. Okay.
And since today's topic is about exercise, one very key important role of exercise is just the simple concept of circulation, blood circulation, right? And so a massage will definitely help to circulate any any places in your body where the flow is not so smooth. So there you go.
Good news.
Yeah, I'm sure you can enjoy your massage without fear of, the cancer will spread because you push it all around. No, it won't.
That's true. Okay, just before we go to the next question, I want to greet Miss Joy coming from Rizal Medical Hospital. Hello.
Yeah, and a good evening to Jeanette as well. Hi, Jeanette.
Hi. Yeah, thank you for watching and joining us tonight. Okay, another question coming from Miss Emily. When will my surgery be healed enough for me to begin exercising?
Okay, what surgery though?
Depends on what kind of surgery you underwent. But I'll give you an example. So, a while ago, you saw Jessa of Child House, right? The one who we interviewed, okay? Jessa recently finished her surgery
last Wednesday, right?
Wednesday, yes.
Yes, I was in Taiwan. I
last
remember.
Wednesday.
Thursday, sorry, I think Thursday.
Yeah.
Thursday.
So typically for that kind of surgery, she had a very huge tumor removed from her.
The size of like a cantaloupe, watermelon. Can you imagine?
Size,
That's huge.
Approximately 7 kilograms of tumor mass was removed.
7 kilograms. That's one huge heavy watermelon.
So wow, that's quite
huge.
heavy. And you can just imagine, before surgery, she looks like a pregnant woman who's in her term,
maybe
third trimester,
third trimester.
near the delivery date. But of course, she's not pregnant. It's because of a huge tumor inside her. So you can just imagine, you can just picture her. So having that kind of tumor, what or how big of an incision you have to make, in order to extract the tumor from inside her. So it's gonna be huge. Okay. Typically, those kinds of surgeries would take a while before you can begin exercising. So for Jessa's case, what I recommended her to do is to wait for at least 1 month first. Okay, so here's what I specifically advised her to do. Okay, so right now, she still has a JP drain. Okay, so JP drain is a bulb that is inserted inside her abdomen to extract fluid. Okay, so now it's very, I think it's just very minimal. The fluid is very minimal, so she's scheduled to have it removed on Monday.
Wow.
Now, once it is removed, the wound will be closed already. Okay. Now, once everything is okay, abdomen is intact. Now, of course, she would still have the surgical wound, no? So she would have to wait for the surgical wound to close completely. So how would she know? They used an absorbable suture to close her up. So number one, she would have to wait for the suture to dissolve. Once the suture is dissolved, number two, make sure the blood clot is hardened enough already. Okay. Number two. Number three, the blood clot on her skin should peel off. Okay. Once it has peeled off, okay, and when she's trying to walk, there's no pain, then she can begin exercising already. Such things can approximately happen around 1 month, period of 1 month. How do I know? Because pregnant women who underwent cesarean section, that's their recovery time. Okay, the healing time of the surgical wound. So after a month, she can now begin to do light exercises. Okay, only light exercises. She cannot lift weights. Okay, no resistance exercises yet. By around the second and third month, that would completely heal already. Then she can now begin. To do more intensive exercises. Okay, so that's it. But really depends on the surgical site, what type of surgery you underwent. Yeah, depends on what area of the body and how big the surgical wound is. So, yeah.
Doc, for like in Jessa's case, because her womb is her abdomen, so really even brisk walking, or even walking itself, that might risk tearing the suture,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So, but what about simple exercises like doing this?
Yeah, of course it
Yeah.
can help. I mean, just sitting, seated.
Or even moving your arms.
this,
Okay,
yes.
so I think this is move what you can move that is that won't risk complicating your surgery. Okay, but move. Oh, Janet just saying that she's recovering fast, and Dr. Jansen has been really supporting her. One thing that you will notice is that if you are on PIPA protocol, your recovery rate is really, really quick. Even for pregnant ladies. I've had a few friends who got pregnant because of PPARs, and their stories are also 1 hour after natural labor, they are walking around, pulling the drip with them. Okay, so very fast recovery. It's just got to do with the fact that your metabolic syndromes are under control. You're generally very nourished. This is a very interesting concept, which, Doc, I just wanted to ask, does Western conventional medicine use this concept of the patient is to take a tonic to like boosted nourishment? No, right? That's an Eastern.
It's an Eastern
concept.
type of a concept. Yes.
Yeah. Although orthomolecular science treatment, it will tend towards it is very similar to the Eastern approach. So the Eastern approach is, for example, for ladies, after you give birth, the Chinese have this thing called 坐月. Is it still in the Chinese community practice here in Philippines? No more.
It's the first time I've heard.
Okay, so in Singapore, even in first world country Singapore, we have this thing called 坐月, alright, which is your 1 month after the lady gives birth. So the explanation that I've heard is that, number one, childbirth consumes a lot of energy, a lot of blood comes out. So in the next 1 month, they will actually hire a special person to take care of the pregnant woman. And this person's job is not your traditional yaya to help with the diapers. No. This person's job is to cook. Right? So every day they will cook certain foods that promote blood production. All right? Because there's a lot of loss of blood. Yeah. So one of the recipes that's actually tasty is red vinegar chicken stew. Okay. So very Asian, right? So but here's the concept, right? There's a concept where you just exerted so much energy, and yes, they're not allowed to bathe traditionally for one whole month. For one whole month. Yes, they
opposite in the Western.
They wipe you down, but they don't bathe. Okay, the reason is because there's this concept of wetness or dampness entering the body, and it will have a long-term effect of weakening your health, right? So it's I think it's a very simple to understand concept that a lot of energy was lost. You want to keep the body warm. You don't want to shock it. You don't want to expose the person to wind, for example. And it's true, right? If your immune system is low, if you are exposed to winds, you catch a cold, or you catch flu easier, right? Like if you're like for Sheila, if Dominic runs out of the pool, instead of drying his hair, he runs in the cold wind. Tomorrow he's gonna have flu. Okay, have a cold, right? This is a very practical thing we see in so the concept over there is taken to a much greater degree, where after childbirth, there literally is someone that comes along to cook and nourish the patient. So I think this is a very it's a concept which is worth thinking about, and it makes perfect sense, and that's what lifestyle medicine is a lot about anyway. Because lifestyle medicine, eating plant-based food, you can actually reverse metabolic syndromes. Right, so it's the power of eating the right thing, right? And it's for long-term effect. You do this so that later you won't have problems, right? So I hope everyone tonight, I hope this sinks in, that there is something that traditionally in conventional Western medicine we don't give much thought to, but this is definitely something worth thinking about. I mean, just like Sheila, Dominic is now recovered from cancer. I think foremost on your mind is how to help him bulk up and be tall and strong, right?
Exactly.
Yes, right? So it's the nourishment thing, right? Yeah. It's not like, okay, now just, let him be. No, you're like, no, he's a bit small. You want him to bulk up, right? Yeah, so that's the concept.
It's really the idea that after the treatment, after getting cleared from cancer, it's actually you really have to be more vigilant. And until now, I'm still learning from Dr. Jansen and from other doctors that we have with Simply.
Yeah, so, very important.
Very
yeah.
good example.
For your information, there is a Chinese herb that before puberty can increase height.
Oh.
Yeah, but once you cross puberty, you can't. It doesn't work anymore. That's why I'm not as tall as Dr. Jansen. Too late. But even my lecturer for who is a conventional doctor who then took up TCM, he also knows that yes, the Chinese have a particular herbal herb that we will take, and it promotes growth. So kids take that so that they add some height before they reach their puberty. But after that, I think maybe it's got to do with your hormones. Then it doesn't work anymore. So that's something. Remind me when I next see you. You can ask about it or ask mom. Ask mom. All right, we can get it for you from Singapore if you can't find it here. All right.
Definitely, that's very interesting. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I think maybe many viewers will start asking me because Filipinos are on the shorter side, so maybe everyone wants their kids to be a bit taller, right?
My mom, our family is tall, right? But I think even in a family full of
taller people,
parents would still want their kid to grow up as tall as they can be. So
it
applies for everyone.
I got so mad with my mom. I asked her why didn't she give me that when I was younger, right? Yeah, I think she found out later because my mom is not very traditional. She's very Western. So she doesn't take all these traditional Chinese medicine. It's my wife's family side that is like that. So, oh well, my wife is taller than me, so that's that.
A very good example. Thank you, Dr. Jansen. You just the memories of giving birth to my kids just all came back. Thank you. So I'm coming from Miss Jen. What fitness tracker can you recommend? Do you have anything to recommend, Dr. Jansen?
Do you use Fitbit or anything like that?
I don't use any tracker, but there's one brand, MyFitnessPal. I think it's by Under Armour.
No, it got bought over by Under Armour.
Yeah.
Yes, but yes,
MyFitnessPal is good.
I use that too. It's so good that you can actually take your phone and scan the barcode of like the canned food or the barcode of the candy bar, and all the nutritional information gets automatically updated.
Yes.
It's amazing. You can even search Burger King big what's that called, Whopper, and you just they have like almost all the foods restaurants. Believe it or not, you can even search, like if you're in Philippines, I think you can even search Wildflower's menu, restaurant menus, and whatever dish you order, all the nutritional information, the calories, everything is already in there. So check that out.
Thank you. That's interesting. Another interesting thing. Okay, another question. Swim with ostomy bag.
Come again. You got chopped off.
Sheila, you got chopped off. Oh no. Okay. Okay.
Where did that question?
Okay, you're back.
Yeah, this question was sent privately in our inbox.
Okay.
So the question is, sorry, I got lost. The question is, can I swim with ostomy bag?
An ostomy bag. Can you swim with? No, you cannot. Okay. You risk getting it. You risk getting it infected. Okay. Although the swimming pool seems, it's
the swimming pool is a cesspool of germs.
It's full of germs.
Yeah.
It has amoeba. Yeah.
Okay, a lot of people swim in it, so please don't swim if you have any apparatus that's inserted or on you. Okay, don't, because you risk getting it infected.
And that could be really bad, right?
Yeah, it would be really bad. Okay.
Thank you. Another question. Okay. Can plant-based milk suffice for the calcium daily requirement, most especially for cancer patients?
Yes, plant foods have a higher calcium content than animal food products. Although dairy is very high in calcium, however, the way the body reacts to dairy is that dairy, rather than depositing calcium inside your body or inside your bone, it will actually extract calcium from your bone. Okay? The way to do it is to go for soya milk or tofu. That's very high in calcium. Green leafy vegetables are also very high in calcium. So go for those foods.
To the viewer who asked this question, here's a simple analogy. How big is a lion and how big is an elephant? A lion eats meat, elephant eats plants. You can obviously see from the elephant bones which one has a higher requirement for calcium. The elephant and the horses, the zebras, they have bigger bones than the lions. So their calcium requirement is actually much higher. So obviously plants are a very rich source of minerals.
Yeah. Also, please don't just rely on the calcium content of the food that you're eating. Okay?
Oh, this is a
because,
interesting point.
Because even though the food that you're eating has very high calcium content, it might not get absorbed. Okay, because you need vitamin D to absorb calcium from your intestine. Okay, so if you're not getting enough sunlight, if you're not taking any vitamin D supplements, you're always indoor. You might not even be absorbing any calcium at all.
And doc, there is this phenomena because many osteoporosis patients take calcium supplements and they end up with kidney stones.
Yes.
Because the calcium is not absorbed.
Yeah. No, it is absorbed because it went to the kidneys.
Oh, it went to the kidney, but instead of being absorbed into the bloodstream, it just was filtered, right?
Yeah, it was just filtered. Instead of it going to the bone, it stayed in the blood, filtered by the kidney. Yeah, so you have to avoid that. Now, I think you're asking this because you want to build your bones. Eating is never a way to build bones.
Oh, okay. This is
no.
Okay.
You have to move to build bones.
Okay, this is an important topic.
But of course, nutrition still is
you move. You still need raw material, right?
You still need the raw material to build the bone, but you cannot just eat and not exercise because you won't be building any bones for that matter.
I have a perfect example, Doc. It just dropped into my mind. Astronauts.
Yeah.
Astronauts, when they go to space, they still eat. Some of them come back still fat.
Yes.
But their bone density drops.
Yes.
Because there's less stress in space. So for strong bones, you actually need to stress your bones. Yeah. You got to use your bones or you lose your bones. You got to use your muscles or you lose your muscles, right? So there it is. Example of what Dr. Jansen said.
Example.
Yeah.
Actually, if they compared obese people versus people with a normal BMI, those people who are obese have a higher bone density.
With stronger bones, because their bones are under more stress.
Yes, under more stress. To build bones, you have to put it under stress.
Okay.
So to build bones, you have to do resistance exercises, strength exercises, lift weights. Okay, do calisthenics. Okay, you have to move. Okay.
This is related to the homeopathy little discussion we had yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to tear things down so that it'll build back stronger.
Yeah, I think this saying applies to what doesn't kill you only makes you stronger.
What doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Yeah.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Sir Tan. This topic is initially for cancer patients, but therefore, for those of you with any illness with you, move. Okay.
Move. Yes. Today's topic is move. Move your fingers if you can't move anything else, all right? Move. So important to move. Hallelujah.
Okay. And then the question, is the combination of fasting and exercise okay for cancer patients?
Combination of what?
Sorry, you were cut off. What's the first part? Combination of
Combination of intermittent fasting.
intermittent fasting
Intermittent fasting and exercise for what?
for cancer.
For
For
cancer,
patients.
depends. If you want to lose weight, it would be good. If you're a cancer patient who is obese, all the more reason for you to do it. But if you are already underweight, please don't. You have to eat, okay? But you also have to exercise, because by eating, the proper diet for a cancer patient is a plant-based diet. It is very difficult to gain weight with a plant-based diet. In order for you to gain weight and maintain the weight, not further lose weight, you have to exercise. Okay, exercise is the way to go to maintain weight and to even gain weight. Okay, so again, resistance exercise will build your bones, will build your muscles. Those are the right way to gain weight, not fats. Okay.
Doc, you mentioned a very key point that I'm sure some of our viewers picked up. You said that when you are on a plant-based diet, it is harder to put on weight than when you're on a meat-based diet. So some viewers might think, oh, then does this mean that a plant-based diet is not as good as a meat-based diet? What's the difference between the weight that is put on, or why is it easier to put on weight when you're on a meat diet, and is it good weight that you're putting on? Does it make a difference?
Yes, because it depends on what kind of macro or what is inside your body that is actually increasing in number or gaining. Okay? So if you are on a meat-based diet, you're eating junk. Then you're eating a lot of processed foods. Yes, you will gain weight, but you'll gain fats.
You gain fats.
Is it healthy? No.
No, that's not healthy at all.
Yeah, let's assume that you gain weight, you got back to your normal BMI, you got well from cancer, but look at your heart. It would be full of blockages. So you just die early from a heart attack.
So that's bad weight. You're gaining bad weight.
Yes,
okay.
Because you're gaining, it's all fats. Okay, not healthy.
Yeah, because it's true. Plants you don't see like a layer of pork fat in your bok choy, right? There's no fat in your bok choy.
Yeah, and also another thing is if you're for a cancer patient, animal-based products or animal-based foods, animal protein in general, will just fuel the tumor growth. So it's also bad news for you if you continue to eat animal food products or animal protein.
So not only is the natural animal protein feeding fuel, we have to also understand that our modern day farming practices, the farmers want to grow their cows or their pigs or their chickens faster, right? To meet so that they can get it to your supermarket faster. So one of the things that they do is force feed the animals, and that makes the animal unhealthy. So the other thing is hormones. The food that they feed, the animal feed, are designed to make the animals grow faster. So whatever the animal is eating will contain chemicals, whether they are natural or synthetic, that promote growth. And I don't think that's what you want to eat when you are a cancer patient, correct. Right? You want to eat food that will make both healthy and your healthy cells grow. But when you have additional additives that force growth to be accelerated, then I think the one that benefits might be the cancer instead of your healthy cells, because your healthy cells grow at the correct rate. It is the cancer cells that grow at abnormal rates without restraint. So I think that's another reason to consider why more plant-based food. But Doc, so that means that if you gain weight being a plant eater, most of your weight will be muscle?
Not necessarily. Depends on what physical activity you're doing. Yeah, because you can be a vegetarian and then gain weight, but it's still all fats.
So why is it harder for a plant-based diet to gain weight?
Yeah, well, in general, because plant foods are, or what I'm talking about here are whole plant foods, unprocessed and unrefined. So apples, bananas. So how It's food that's grown. Okay, how you see it in nature, that's how we eat.
How you eat it.
So the most natural form of the food. Okay, these foods are very low in calories. However, they are very bulky. So even if you eat a lot, even if you go on a buffet, of all
Of
plant
carrots,
foods, of
of
carrots, of
bok
beans,
choy.
of these things, the number of calories is still low. It's very difficult to gain weight on a plant-based or on a whole food plant-based diet. Yeah. However, up to a certain time, your metabolism will adjust because of the low calories. You only need to process so much. I mean, so little, your body will adapt. Okay, so this usually happens in a span of 6 months. On the 6th month, your weight loss will plateau. Will stop. You'll stop losing weight. Then afterwards, if you still don't exercise, you'll start to gain weight. If you're still sedentary, that's why for people who wants to lose weight, it's best to do both. Go on a plant-based diet, then exercise. Exercise, move as much as you can.
Oh, then you really slim down.
Then you really slim down quite fast.
Wow.
Because I've experienced it. No exercise. I just went all plant-based. Lost 3 kilos in 1 week.
You lost all the bad weight.
Yeah, I lost all the bad weight. So suddenly I feel so light. Yeah, it just went down. My weight just went down. But one thing I did wrong because I didn't exercise. So now I'm back. I gained weight, of course, But of course, right now I'm going back to the gym, so trying to lose all that weight again. But it's a process because as we age, another thing that we cannot prevent is our metabolism slowing down. So it's a fact of life. However, through regular physical activity at that, we can actually make our metabolism faster again. Okay?
I think sometimes it's to everyone that's on viewing today. Sometimes I think it's what we see that give us the wrong impression. We should there are some YouTube videos that is really, really amazing and worth watching. I saw one video where it's about people who live in the mountains. They literally have to do rock climbing every day just to get to their home. And the person that's climbing is like 70-year-old people carrying baskets of vegetable and rice from the low grounds climbing up. If we saw our grandmothers doing that, we would be freaking out. But but seeing them climb like that,
they don't have any choice.
They don't have any choice.
Climb.
But that's just to go to show you how your human body, what you're able to do when you're 70. I remember seeing one video where this old grandmother was 80 years old. She was making fun of the person videoing. She climbed the tree right in front of him and then laughed at him, saying that he can't climb the tree and she's 80 years old, she could climb the tree. So I hope, again, why I share these things is just so that you don't realize that what you see on the street is not the human potential. Okay, it's not what a 80-year-old should be. For Philippines, we read the Bible. Remember, Caleb was 80 over years old when he put on armor and went to claim the promised land, fighting in the front line in the army. All right, he went on the battlefield at 80 years old. So Joshua was younger than him. I think 70 plus. So that's what 70, 80-year-olds are capable of. So everyone in this program, I want to make a declaration right now. You remember you saw the video of myself just 20 minutes ago. That is me without exercise. Exercise today, had a haircut, and look, I think I look 10 years younger. Okay, so I just want to say that I want to make a declaration. When I'm 60, I'm going to still look like this, and I will still be able to run and do obstacle course when I'm 60.
Yep.
All right, so that's my promise to myself. I make that declaration. I tell myself that's what a 60-year-old should be able to do.
Go, Sir Sean.
Yeah, Sheila, I will outrun you. Ha ha ha. At age 60, I'll be running. I'll outrun you.
Oh yeah, you saw me when we went to Bakiling.
Yes.
Really, when we walked
Yes.
hard.
When we were doing our team building, I was jabbing at Doc Jansen because we were both climbing up the stairs, and this young man was like panting. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
There's something wrong. I mean, it's God telling me that, hey, you have to move.
So tonight's program is so important for everybody, right? You gotta exercise.
Yes. Okay, another question. All right. Should I avoid lifting heavy weights during menstruation?
Oh? No effect.
No effect.
It's not a mechanical thing. Because you're losing blood, so if you put stress, more blood comes out.
No,
it's not.
It's not. I mean, exercise as is scheduled. Yeah, you can go exercise. But if you have dysmenorrhea, I mean, you can take the day off. But if you're someone who's not experiencing any dysmenorrhea or any stomach discomfort,
or cramps,
yeah,
right?
or cramps, you can go continue and exercise. Okay. Yeah.
Just don't swim.
Doc, in the provinces, the elders are telling the ladies who hasn't conceived yet or given birth yet not to carry heavy things or lift weights. So that's not true.
That's not true.
Oh, it's like they fear that they will lose their virginity or something like that?
No, it's because of the uterus.
They think that you stress the uterus because you're pushing down.
You're pushing down. They think that it would make the child's attachment to the uterus weaker.
Okay, that's not how the body works.
No.
Okay.
Okay. For women who are not yet pregnant, you have to exercise. If you are planning to get pregnant, you really need to exercise because exercising pre-pregnancy will help you during labor. Easier to give birth. Higher chance of you being successful at normal delivery. Okay? During pregnancy, when you're already pregnant. Okay? You have to exercise.
Wow, you have to exercise.
When first and second trimester, please continue exercising. You have to lift weights, okay? you have to walk, you have to lift weights because resistance exercise or strength exercise can help you, can help your abdomen be more powerful when you, in Tagalog, when you push, it makes your abdominal muscles more powerful so you can push the baby out easier. Okay? During third trimester, that's the time that you have to stop resistance exercises already. You can still do it, but go on a lighter, the lightest weight. Just have some movement, but you have to continue to walk. Okay? So, yeah.
I think, Doc, this question is got to do with children are so precious now. And just the idea that if you move around a lot, will the development of the child be bouncing around in your womb, right? But that is the size of the baby during this time is like a pea.
Yes.
It's really very small, so it's really very secure actually. Doc, I think I have many friends who during their pregnancy, usually the first trimester and sometimes the second, the first trimester being the most risky, they are being ordered to go for bed rest, not to move at all. That's got nothing to do with so much physical movement, right?
Okay, the reason why they are being told to
go to
on
bed
rest is because they have a high risk pregnancy.
Okay.
If they move a lot, if they exercise a lot, they risk spontaneous abortion. Okay, so they risk losing the baby. That's why they're put on bed rest. Other conditions also is placenta previa, meaning the placenta is on the cervical part, where the baby comes out. So they are told not to move around that much. Allow the placenta to shift its position, then you can continue exercising. Yeah,
so in other words,
on the condition.
Today's women have a much more complicated pregnancy process.
Compared to before?
Yeah.
No, not really.
No? Okay, so
Not
here, just to clarify a little bit. So there are conditions where you have to restrict your movement if you're pregnant and the specific cases that you share. But it's also true that if you are pregnant and you don't move around a lot, you're gonna have other risk when it's time for labor.
For labor, yeah, you might have a longer labor. You might have difficulty in pushing the baby out. So these things can happen. Of course, metabolic syndrome can develop diabetes if you're sedentary, hypertension as well, which are both bad for your baby, not just for yourself.
Not just for yourself, but also your baby.
Yeah.
So again, visit your doctor and ask questions. Doc, I'm fine. Exercise good for me. Your doctor will tell you, yeah, you're fine. Your pregnancy is very healthy. Go and exercise. You must exercise, right? In the special cases where you had problems conceiving in the first place, then the conditions that Dr. Jansen mentioned, then it's a different case. But in general, exercise.
All right. Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Doctor. Just want to say something because Chef B messaged me and she's inviting you to join her in Spartan because you say.
Oh my gosh, she's doing Spartan training?
Spartan training.
Oh wow, I want to do that. Okay, I wanted to do parkour, so maybe I can start with Spartan training. So yeah, I'll take her up on a challenge. All right? Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. Then after that, we get Doc Jansen, right? We are both older than him. If we can do it and he can't, we can mock him, right?
Oh gosh.
Pressure. All right, that's
Pressure.
good. Yeah, but to everybody, exercise is so important.
Okay.
We're
Another
gonna do it
question
too.
coming from Miss Isa. Regardless if the animal is organic or not, is it cause tumor growth?
Yes.
The body will not recognize if it's organic or not.
Okay. Here it is. If it's organic, it's bad. It causes tumor growth. If it's non-organic, it's very bad. Okay? Yeah. All right.
Okay. As long as it's animal protein, it will stimulate tumor growth. Okay.
Okay, guys, I want to also confess here. I love.
Thank you, Doc. Another question coming from Miss Edna. Is yogurt good for cancer patients?
No, yogurt is dairy, so no dairy. Any kind.
No
dairy products for cancer patients. Again, dairy stimulates cancer growth. A lot of hormones too.
So for all cancer patients, obviously you have to change the way you look at it. All right. I would advise you not to say have a restrictive diet. I would advise you to explore the wonderful recipes of plant-based recipes, right? Don't necessarily go for vegan restaurant. For example, one of my favorite restaurants is Din Tai Fung. They serve very delicious watercress, bak choy. They have a vegetable dumpling. They are not a vegan restaurant, okay? They are just a good restaurant that knows how to cook vegetables. So I think as a cancer, as anyone who wants to shift your dietary patterns, don't go and pretend to be a monk. Yeah, because your brain will tell you, oh, this tastes bad. Oh, I'm going to a restaurant that has lousy food because everything is vegan. Yes. No. I think that's the wrong way to go about it. Instead, just go and look. Have any of you ever tried eggplant lasagna? It actually tastes better than meat lasagna. So it's got nothing to do, and I still love a good steak. Okay, so I'm different from Dr. Jansen here. Okay, he's like totally plant-based. I'm doing my best to move closer to him, but I still enjoy a good steak. But even though I love meat, or I still enjoy meat, eggplant lasagna tastes better to me than a normal meat lasagna. So this is what I mean when you go plant-based. Please don't go and restrict yourself. Instead, go on an adventure and try wonderful plant dishes and delicious one. Then you won't feel that it's so difficult. Okay? Yeah.
Cravings changes. Okay.
Yeah, like go and eat Chef B's vegetable pizza. All right, it's so delicious, right? You wouldn't even want to eat a normal pizza anymore, because you can finish an entire 12-inch pizza and you don't feel bloated, you don't feel oily. So it's really amazing, all right? Yeah. Once she's ready to sell her pizza, we'll let you guys know.
Okay. Alright, another question. Interesting. Is it better to exercise in the morning or in the evening?
Doesn't matter which time. Doesn't really matter. It depends on your occupation, on your schedule. If you're someone who works, late in the morning, probably in the afternoon, yeah, exercise in the morning. Yeah, if you're someone who's up very early in the morning, yeah, just work, and probably late in the afternoon, go and exercise. Yeah, doesn't really matter. I exercise in the evening.
I exercise in the morning, and I'm telling myself now I'll do twice a day. I'll walk more. I'll do more simple exercise in the morning. I'll walk my beautiful corgi. Yeah, she enjoys walking with me around BGC. And then in the evening, I really run on my own and do some weights. Right. So that's what I do. I think the important question: pick a timing, which you will enjoy exercising, because whatever you enjoy, you will continue to do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Dr. Jansen. Okay, just quickly, another question. How to avoid sedentary sitting while receiving IV chemo?
You don't have a choice but to sit. I mean...
But that's just for that few hours, though.
That's just for the few hours. I don't think the clinic would have a big enough space for you to walk around. I mean, the staff allow you to? I don't think so.
Doc, can they do things like wiggle your toes?
Of course.
Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingertips. Right. That's not the one, the IV arm. The other one.
It's just for a few hours. I mean, after you finish chemotherapy, I mean, you can rest for the day, then just exercise the following day. Then depends on how bad your symptoms will be. Of course, if you feel dizzy, nauseous, feel really weak, I mean, don't force it. You can stand up, walk around, do light exercises, but then that's it. Don't force it. But the time that you have good enough strength to do the exercise, you have to do it. Okay.
Excellent. Okay. All right. Another question. Okay. Are house chores considered exercise, Doc Jansen?
This is a good one. House chores exercise. Doc Jansen answered this before because I tried to pass it off. He said no.
It is, well...
You move.
You move, yes. House chores can be considered as exercise.
If it's vigorous.
But it's light intensity. It's too light. You have to reach at least vigorous intensity or moderate or vigorous intensity. So the intensity is also very important. However, there are also studies that are telling us that the intensity of the exercise doesn't really add so much benefit. It's actually the duration of the exercise. So the longer time that you spend on exercising, the better. Yeah.
So if you do house chores all day without stopping, from cleaning the curtains to the laundry, then you're moving the whole day. Then you are much healthier than the person working in the computer.
But I don't think it's realistic. I mean, you'll just be a full-time household help.
Yeah, I mean, so for housewives, you are okay lang.
Yeah, you're okay, but I don't think it's realistic. So the intensity of the exercise is also good to shorten the duration. That's why the 50 and the reason why the 150 and the 75 minutes.
So you still need that. So even though I walk the dog in the morning and I go for a long walk, about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, I will still do high intensity in the evening. To get the heart pumping, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Sir Sean. Thank you, Dr. Jansen. Okay, I guess this will be the last question for tonight. Is the exercise that is best for CKD patients?
Is there what?
Is there a best exercise for CKD patients?
No. The best exercise is the exercise that you can do.
Okay, there you go. All right, so there isn't like a special move. Okay, here it is. Doc, I will digress slightly from Doc over here. All right, because the history of exercise in conventional medicine is way shorter than the history of exercise in traditional Chinese medicine. So traditional Chinese medicine goes back 5,000 years. All right. So in that process, there are actually many exercises designed for different medical conditions. For this one, just go YouTube and search. If you were to search a keyword, then you can search things like Qigong for better kidney function. Okay, so you can search that, and usually Qigong and is a very light, low impact exercises. It's very interesting, you know. Doc, I haven't reached that part in my studies, but when I do, I will definitely sit down with you to really ask. Wait, for example, there is a series of exercise that you raise your arms this way, like a bird, all right? Then you do your hand like this, okay, like this. So the Qigong master was actually the instructor was actually explaining that there is, okay, the word Jing is not a direct translation of muscle or tendon. I don't know how to translate it. When I find out an accurate translation, I'll get back to everyone, right? But basically, when you put your fingers this way and when you stretch, it actually is connected to the muscle or your heart. It actually got to do with you actually, when you do this, you're actually pulling or stretching your heart muscle. So how they found this out, yeah, that's another long story of research in order to find out. But they have found like certain positions, and this you can tell from on, again, not the Western. Again, this will be Indian, right? Yoga, right? Certain postures in yoga are supposed to affect different organs when they hold a particular posture. Okay, so if you are looking for more safe, nothing that needs you to contort your body into all sorts of funny shapes like yoga. Okay, don't pull a hamstring doing yoga if you've never done it. Then I would suggest you can search on YouTube Qigong for strengthening. Okay, use the word strengthen. Okay, because that's how they would, I guess, classify it. So in traditional Qigong, every different type of movement and stance strengthens different organ types, from your lungs to your kidney to your heart to your liver. They promote circulation. So how they may strengthen may not necessarily be like the way a conventional Western understanding of muscle, building up muscle. It's a lot got to do with making sure circulation to that organ is, how shall we say, facilitated. And in this way, it strengthens the organ. Okay, so to that, wait for some time. We will get experts in this area to add to our program so that we can offer more to the viewers.
Thank you, sir. That is why actually our VIPs are always in for a treat on a quarterly basis.
Oh yeah, we do some Qigong exercises during the Simply Nature VIP programs, right? We get Dr. Jansen to speak on conventional medicine, and then we get my wife to do a Qigong demonstration. Yeah. And I hope you enjoyed today's discussion, and I hope some of our slight off-topic discussion gives all of you something to search on YouTube. Okay, that you can go and learn, and there's many interesting things out there that you can do to improve your health. Just be careful what you put in your mouth. All right, just be careful what you put in your mouth. Don't just take any supplements, and go for a consult with Dr. Jansen with regards to your dietary, your lifestyle.
Thank you, sir. Of course, just before our two gentlemen say their parting words, once again, for those of you who wish to have Jansen and Calalan, the link for you to be interviewed first initially.
Sorry, Doc.
Scheduled.
Rowena asked the question. She has lung metastasis. Can she do exercise?
Yes, of course. As long as you can tolerate the exercise, why not? I mean, for patients with lung metastases, usually they have shortness of breath, no? But yeah, if you can still tolerate exercise, I mean, no problem. Yeah, you have to do it as much as you can.
Yeah, I think, Doc, when it comes to exercise and cancer, I think the predominant fear a cancer patient has is, if I move that area, that my cancer will spread. So just to, I guess, answer our viewers in a very concrete manner, does cancer spread simply because you move?
Movement? No.
No.
It spreads even if you don't move. So
yes, and the spreading is more of chemical based, in the sense the body's physiology. So it's not physical mechanical movement.
And it's also how your blood circulates, or how your lymph circulates. That's how cancer metastasizes in the first place. So of course the genes that it has as well.
Yes.
You know? So yeah.
So the process is not that. And again, don't have the wrong understanding that Dr. Jansen mentioned cancer spreads because the blood circulates. But you do know, if your blood doesn't circulate, you die. Okay, so if you reduce circulation to, let's say, your lungs, because you have metastasis in the lungs, and you say, I don't want to move it too much so that there's no.
Yeah, you can stop breathing.
So that I reduce the circulation so that the cancer won't spread. But here it is, you have, let's say, 100,000 cancer cells, and you have 200 million healthy cells. You're gonna kill, or you're gonna weaken the 200 million healthy cells just because you're afraid that the 100,000 cancer cells will move. No, that's the wrong strategy. Remember that if the cells around your cancer cells are strong, then they are able to put up a better resistance. You know what I mean? That the natural killer cells, your dendritic cells, everything that your own body's immune system can go to the area where your cancer is and do its work. So it's about keeping everything moving correctly, healthy and normal. Okay, so don't try and not move. It's not like you break. I think the idea they may have is like you break a bone, so you put a cast. You just don't want to move that area, because if you move, you'll make things worse.
Yeah, it's different.
Is cancer like that?
No, it's different. I mean, no, it's different.
It's totally different, guys. Okay, it's totally different. So I hope it seems like we have really helped everybody understand something very key. Okay, cancer does not spread by mechanical movement like this. All right.
That is so true. All right. So, of course, just before we say, and of course, just before some announcements as well, I'd like to ask for very quick parting words coming from the both of you. Starting off first, I guess, with Dr. Jansen and then Sir Shando.
Yeah, okay. Just want to thank everyone for staying with us until this late at night. We really appreciate it. All of you asking wonderful questions, no, for not just for the benefit of you, no, learning, no, but also for the benefit of the other viewers as well. Okay. Yeah. Now you know the impact of exercise on cancer recovery, so it's really very important. So please do consider exercising, because it will not only help you have a better quality of life with cancer, no, living with cancer, but also mitigate the side effects of chemotherapy, the treatment, cancer treatments, the radiation therapy, chemo, immunotherapy. It would just make a very big impact in terms of lessening the side effects, which is all of us really are aiming for. Okay, and which is also one of the reasons why we are so afraid of undergoing all of these cancer treatments. Okay, so exercise is key. I hope everyone is encouraged with this simple educational program that we've created for you. So thank you everyone. So that's it for me. So Shan,
I'm reading Rowena's last comment, and I want to close on that. She is really a trooper, a real soldier, because she says, "Thank you, doctors. God bless. So I will continue exercising. I have knee pains also. Thank you very much. So even though she has knee pains, she's going to continue exercising. So I want to encourage Rowena that you have the right concept, and I just wanted to add some clearer guidelines on as you go about exercising. Okay, the whole idea of even though a person is not well, they're sick or they have pains, why should they exercise? Should they just what's that called? Let it alone, okay, so that it won't get worse. That's the normal thinking, right? Okay. However, the thinking, just to give you some simple understanding, so that you can really understand what you're doing. You know, when your body has an injury, okay, your body sends blood and all the raw materials. It's like a traffic jam. Ambulance, fire engine, engineers, all sorts of people, right, rush to that injury area to repair. So that's why every time you get injured, you have the area is swollen, right? It's swollen. Now, after the firemen put out the fire, the ambulance people go there. Now there is a traffic jam. They've done their work, but sometimes the traffic really gets jammed up. And what you want to do is to help break up the traffic jam. So you want to circulate, to move. Now that the repair has been underway and is going, now the fire engine needs to go back to the firehouse, right? The ambulance needs to go to the hospital. It can't get stuck in the disaster area. So this is why you want the swelling to go down. When the swelling goes down, it means that the circulation starts to move again in your body. Okay? So that's why when you just sprain your knee, you shouldn't try to exercise immediately, because all the fire engine, ambulance, policemen are rushing there to do their job. Let them do their job, but if it stays swollen, you also need to reduce that swollenness, because they should be going back to the police station, to the fire station, to the hospital. So that's why you do slow movements to get things circulating again. And in the hospital, they do that with physiotherapy, right? Get you to slowly rotate your arm. You can only move like that in the beginning. They stretch it a little bit more, make sure your rotation can be better. Now, for those of us who are recovering and we are starting exercise, our goal is not just circulation. Our goal is strengthening. You want the muscles to build up step by step. You want the range of movement to be increased bit by bit until you reach back normal mobility. If you have a weak knee, you actually want to strengthen the muscles that support that knee so that your knee won't be weak anymore. Of course, you do it slowly and gradually, right? But the aim is to keep having it improve. And I was so inspired a few years ago, and I'll end with this. I saw a program of an octogenarian, right? This lady had good foundation. She was a runner, a sprinter. But as she hit her about 70 years old, I think she sprained her knee and she hurt her knee. So she went to see an orthopedic surgeon. The doctor said, we would have to operate on your knee. And she said, if I operate on my knee, will I still be able to run like I used to? This is a 70-year-old woman who still wants to run. The doctor said, you can walk, but it's unlikely that you will be able to run. So she said, So she did the reverse. Step by step, she strengthened her knee and she exercised it slowly, not recklessly. And she built back her knee at the age of 80 years old. Doc, she runs the 100 meters in 14 seconds.
Yeah.
That's definitely faster than you, Sheila. All right. And
Yes.
at 80 years old, this is her daily routine. She runs like 7 kilometers in the morning, plays 1 hour of tennis, then takes the bicycle to the recreation retirement home to organize activities for old people. But she's 80 years old. Okay, so this is her daily routine. Yeah, wow, Rowena, wow, right? I saw that and I said, I can't lose to an 80-year-old lady, right? So I also am very inspired because I then now understood what is possible. So Rowena, step by step. Please don't after this because of what Sir Shen said, I'm going to run a marathon. No, I'm not saying that. Step by step. But every journey begins with a single step, and in time, 1 year later, you'll be surprised, right? Just imagine this. If you can walk 100 meters today, and every day you add 3 meters, which is 3 steps. 1 year later, you added 900 meters, that's 1 kilometer. You just add 3 steps a day, every day extra 3 steps compared to yesterday. A year later, you're walking 1 whole kilometer. Wow. So that's how incremental it needs to be, but long-term wise, it's amazing what you can achieve. So with that, I hope everybody's encouraged. You can exercise and aim to build back your health and have a really, really great healthy body and healthy life.
Thank you, Sir Tom. Very encouraging. I love the analogy of the ambulances and policemen going to the wound. I love that one as well. Okay. All right. So, of course, just before we say goodbye, very, very quickly, once again, everybody, that's March 9, next Thursday as well, 7:30. The title is Can Chronic Kidney Disease Lead to Kidney Cancer? So for those of you who know anybody who has CKD or are on an ongoing dialysis right now, please share this event to them and register as early as now. Also, is Lazada's 11th birthday celebration. Lazada is having the 3 mega sales. So for our clients and for those of you who wish to try Simply Nature PPARs, this is the best time to do that. Or tomorrow is the best time to do that and order via Lazada. We'll also have our Laz Live happening tomorrow p.m. together with Miss Beth of Simply Health Medical Group and of course our Miss Janelle of Simply Nature. So that's tomorrow 5 p.m. So we are very thankful for you to join us in this webinar tonight, and we really hope to have you once again in our next webinars to come, because here in Simply Nature, we are always with you, heart to healing. Thank you, everybody. Good night, and God bless you all.